Hey, Covenant Church, welcome to our Wednesday word of encouragement. We live in a day of coronavirus, right? We've been talking a lot about that, and quite frankly, the reason that we have these Wednesday word of encouragements is because sometimes it gets heavy living in these days. And in these days, there's talk of a word that maybe we didn't use a lot in our vocabulary prior to this, but have used it a whole lot more, and that is the word immunity. The ability that our body has to fight off things like the coronavirus. The spectacular way that God has made us, in which that He's made us in such a way that He builds things up within us naturally, right? That fight off the things that He knows will come against us, like flus and viruses. The word immunity. And as fascinating as that talk might be about our physical beings, I've been left wondering more about the immunity that we might have in our emotional beings. How do we become immune to fear and anxiety? What is it that our minds and hearts need in order to fight those kinds of things off? I was given a great reminder in a children's sermon this week. You see, before we watch the Covenant service at 10:30, I often get on and watch another service, whether it's being live streamed or taped, from another buddy from seminary or a guy from college or whatever it is. And sometimes I go and listen to people that I respect and love. Like this week, I went to McLean Bible Church prior to our service and wanted to listen to David Platt. But in the service, they had a children's sermon, and the children's pastor of McLean Bible Church was on, and he just had a very simple message. He had a box in front of him, and he pulled an apple out of the box, and he said, "You know what? I'm thankful for this apple." And he took a bite of it. He says, "I'm thankful that God has given me things like this apple to give my body sustenance, that gives me food to eat. And in the apple are seeds that grow more trees, that grow more apples. And how creative God is in doing that. I'm thankful for the apple." And he continued to pull things out. "I'm thankful to God for this. I'm thankful to God for that." He pulled out a picture of his mom. Said, "This is Mother's Day, right? I'm thankful for my mom. I'm thankful to God that He's given me such a godly mom." He pulled out the Bible and he said, "I'm thankful to God for His word." So many things. And it was a simple message of just being thankful to God. And it clicked in me. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's our immunity to fear and anxiety, and having a thankful heart. That maybe a heart of thanksgiving is the very thing that pushes fear and anxiety away. The Bible is actually filled with that truth, with that reality. The Psalms are even filled with that truth. But let's look specifically today as a word of encouragement from Psalm 136, verses 1 through 3. Would you listen to hear that maybe a thankful heart is our immunity to fear and anxiety? Psalm 136, verses 1 through 3. "Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good, for His steadfast love endures forever. Give thanks to the God of gods, for His steadfast love endures forever. Give thanks to the Lord of lords, for His steadfast love endures forever." Three things really fast in this passage. Three things that I think we can look and be thankful to God for, and in realizing them, be given an immunity to fear and anxiety. First is this, that God is good. It says that right in verse 1, right? "Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good." The Hebrew here points more to the fact that He is sufficient. I would wrap it up in saying that what the psalmist is saying is that he is thankful to God because he knows that God is always enough. Thankful to God. Give thanks to the God, for He is good. He is enough. Secondly, God is powerful. Be thankful to God that He is God of gods. Be thankful to God, for He is Lord of lords. There is no God above Him. There is no Lord above Him. He is indeed God of gods, Lord of lords. That is a straightforward understanding of His power. I would say it like this: be thankful that God is able. He's able to do anything, and far more exceedingly than we could ever begin to ask or imagine. He is able. He's that powerful. God, I give thanks to you, God, for you are enough. I give thanks to you, God, for you are able. And then I give thanks to you, thirdly, God, that you are love. It's a repeated phrase in these three verses, and quite frankly, you'll see in Psalm 136, it's repeated in every verse, that his steadfast love endures forever. It's not just that God is love, but that he is in eternal love. He is a consistent, steady, steadfast, always there, and always will be there love. His steadfast love endures what? Forever. That God is that kind of love. Be thankful. Here's what I would say, that God is there. That he is here in our very midst, in the midst of these days. God, I thank you that you are enough, that you are good. I thank you that you are able, that you are the God of gods, the Lord of lords. I thank you that you are an eternal love, that you are there, that you are here in our midst, that your steadfast love endures forever. People of God, may we ever increasingly work on having a grateful, a thankful heart for not only the things that God has given us that are around us, but for these amazing realities that we see in Psalm 136, that he is good, that he is powerful, and that he is love, that he is enough, that he is able, and that he is here. And may it build an immunity within us, a beautiful immunity within us to fear and to anxiety. May it be. God bless you.